Hey there! Welcome to Willie Radio, 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. Good company. This show is brought to you by the Windham Region Chamber of Commerce, Energize CT, and CT Paid Leave. Good evening. I'm Ernie Eldridge from ES Eldridge Auctioneers, and my co-host this evening is Dan McClintock, owner of McClintock Roofing and president of the Chamber. We do have a couple of guests tonight. We have one on the phone, Melissa Kolodziej and Rachel Deane. And Dan, we got a few sponsors we might want to thank.
We do. All right, so good evening, all. The Chamber would like to thank the sponsors of our show, Energize CT and Connecticut Paid Leave. I know you've all been listening to me talk about the Energize CT program for months, and you probably are bombarded with different energy companies about different programs and services. The Chamber is not a company selling you something. We hear all the time energy bills are so high. We decided to get involved and find out how we can help both businesses and residents. If you have not had an energy assessment done on your home or business within the last 6 years, you really need to do so. There are so many new incentives, it's crazy. Like, for example, if you are a family of two with a combined income of less than $62,460, or a family of four with a combined income of less than $91,854, then you are eligible for even more incentives like insulation, windows, new heat pumps. You won't even have to pay a fee for the assessment. If you are interested in learning more or setting up an assessment, you can contact the Chamber or you can go to energizect.com. The Chamber is also a Connecticut Paid Leave community educator, and we are here to assist employees with applications. So many employees still do not know all the details about the program or how and when to apply. We are here to walk you through the process, help you plan for your leave, especially if you are having a baby, have a serious medical issue, or are taking care of somebody else with a medical issue. And we can't promote this enough. If you work for yourself, you are a sole proprietor. What will happen if you get sick or injured? Do you have a short-term disability policy? The Connecticut Paid Leave Program is a way to help you when you're not able to work. You can enroll easily and for less than private policies. The cost is a small percentage of your income. If you would like assistance or have questions about your eligibility or how to apply, email us at info@windhamchamber.com or text at 860-423-6389.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our Chamber's corporate sponsors for their continued support of our programming, which is right here on the radio, and community outreach. They are McClintock Roofing, Hartford Healthcare, Chelsea Groton Bank, Eastern Connecticut State University, Fine Federal Dispensary, Renee's Cleaning Service, Farmer's Cow Cafe and Creamery, Pristine Power Washing, ES Eldridge Auctioneer, Green Lawn Care and Landscaping, and Graduate Stores. Got some Chamber news to you, Dan?
I've got a boatload of it. Spring must be here. All right, so quick reminders for our veterans. Eastern Connecticut Veterans Center Coffee House meets every Wednesday from 9 to 11 at the Masonic Lodge, 375 Boston Post Road in North Windham. The Robert Slate Memorial Veterans Commissary is now open at 1010 Main Street in lower level every Tuesday 1 to 5, Wednesday 11 to 2. Veterans will need to park in the lower parking lot behind the building and walk up to the Chamber building. For Chamber news, tomorrow, that's Wednesday the 20th, is a ribbon cutting at the Mansfield McDonald's on Route 195 near the mall. Be sure to stop in and see all the new renovations. The Men's Leadership Council is also this Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Lakeside Restaurant in Coventry. That is a change of time, folks, so 6 p.m. on Wednesday. This is a great men's networking group. Anyone interested in joining can show up. You'll be able to order from the menu and join a great group of local business leaders. Beer and pizza is great after a hard day of work.
Amen.
So, of course, Thursday is Third Thursday, first one of the year. We'll have a booth there, so I hope to see you all there. This Saturday is the grand opening of the Whitewater Park in Willimantic on Bridge Street. That'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Next Tuesday, we have a ribbon cutting welcoming Nutrifix into Willimantic. They are at 24 North Street, so join us and sample the menu at 4:30 p.m. on May 27th. Also next week is our Health and Wellness Council meeting. If you are a health and wellness professional or would like to meet and mingle with other professionals, as well as find out about new services and treatments available in our region, please join us on Thursday, May 21st at Wyndham Hospital at 12:30 for a light lunch and a great speaker. It's sponsored by Natchog Hospital. You must register in advance at wyndhamchamber.com. You can RSVP for any of our meetings at wyndhamchamber.com. And for more information, email us at info@wyndhamchamber.com or call or text us at 860-423-6389.
Well, we do have a first guest on the phone here, Melissa Kolodziej. Jays, is that correct?
Hold on 1 sec. Let's get the
hang on.
phone on. All right, there we go.
Hello there. Hello, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, thank you. We had a little glitch there, and it's the last name is Kolodziej, is it?
It is, yeah.
All right, very good. And you're from Eversource, am I correct?
You are correct.
Okay, so what is your role at Eversource, and what kind of customers do you typically work with?
Yeah, so, well, thank you first for having me today and talking with me about energy savings through our programs. But my role at Eversource is to interface with customers and address questions that they have about our energy efficiency programs. Most of the questions are related to signing up for residential weatherization programs, one being the Home Energy Solutions program. But my team and I also address questions related to other programs, including multifamily property programs, small businesses, community outreach, and much more.
Okay. I was going to ask you about businesses. So you do the whole gamut is what you do, not just necessarily residential.
You got it. We sure
All right.
do.
So, I know Eversource name has been around for a while, but tell us a little bit about, the Energize Connecticut programs, and a little brief overview might be good.
Sure. So Eversource is one of Connecticut's local electric and gas utilities, serving most, if not all, even listening in your area. We provide electric and natural gas services to Wyndham, and I think a good portion of your listening area might even be served by Avangrid, which is one of our subsidiary companies for CNG as well. So Energize Connecticut initiative unites Eversource, Avangrid, again, some of the other subsidiary companies such as CNG, SCG, United Illuminating, the Connecticut Green Bank, the Energy Efficiency Board, and the state in a shared mission to provide Connecticut residents and businesses with the resources that they need to save money and use clean energy. So the initiative empowers our communities to make smart energy choices now and in our future as well.
So it's kind of a collaboration between many different firms that handle the same type of energy. Let's put it that way. Is that correct?
Correct.
So what is, exactly what is energy efficiency? I mean, maybe that's a strange question to ask, but, I guess I think, turning off the light here, or maybe doing this or doing that, but it's got to be more than that, I would think.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So energy efficiency encompasses a lot of different things that are geared towards using less energy for a lot of our everyday needs, like heating, especially the past couple days with cooling, lighting. And it could be as simple as switching to something like LED bulbs, or something as comprehensive as switching to a heat pump system and upgrading your home or business insulation as well. So the goal is to reduce energy use, which both lowers our energy bills, reduces the strain on our energy infrastructure, and helps protect our environment. So energy efficiency is one of the easiest and most effective ways for us to save money and reduce our environmental impact and improve the comfort of our homes. So people don't realize that weatherization services alone, which we provide, includes like insulation and air sealing, can save our residential customers up to 15 to 20% on their annual heating and cooling costs, while businesses that upgrade to high-efficiency equipment can reduce their energy expenses by thousands of dollars annually.
So let me ask you a question. This is probably I'm not sure if it fits you or not, or it's just shooting from the hip. Sometimes I like to do that. Let's say we hear so much about the new electric cars and plugging electric cars into a grid and charging it and so on. And most of them are residential now, if I believe correctly. A lot of them are residential. Does EverSource take care of that somehow also, or not?
Yeah, there are definitely programs for a lot of customers that want to now install like EV chargers in their home, but there's definitely different programs related to that to help you save energy, help, different incentives. So there's definitely different incentives that anyone is interested in should definitely look into that.
Is that, EverSource and Energize Connecticut program, or is it another program? It's another program, I take it?
No, it's not specifically what my team handles, but it's definitely still under our energy efficiency program.
Okay. So why is energy efficiency so important to, Connecticut residents and businesses? I guess the pat answer is, well, it costs me a lot of money if I'm not efficient, but there's other things, I believe. Is that correct?
As far as programs, yeah.
Well, just as far as the incentive, what is for residents? What is important for Connecticut residents? This energy efficiency, I guess.
Yeah. So I can get into some of the program and our incentives. So, we for residential customers, we have our home energy solutions program. And that kind of is for customers that live in whether it's single family or even 2 to 4 unit multifamily buildings. So that's what we have, which is a great start for customers to get started in their home to save energy. And once you have this assessment done, at that point you can unlock additional rebates and incentives on further energy efficiency upgrades such as insulation, heat pumps, there's advanced duct sealing. So, and also I would like to mention we offer a version of our home energy solutions program for our income eligible customers. So customers that are 60% of the state median income based on the household size can receive the assessment service at no cost. They can even access deeper rebates and incentives on additional energy efficiency upgrades. So we also offer, I know a lot of customers are interested in heat pumps, but might not necessarily understand or know what they are and how they work.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, so we offer a no-cost virtual heat pump consultation that's available to our customers, and it's great. It helps them understand what it is, how it works, how it may fit in their home, what's available incentives that we offer for the heating and cooling technology that's being offered to be installed. And then we also have programs, again, for the we have our multifamily initiative. So for landlords, property owners that own units that have 5 or more apartments in their multifamily buildings, they can also reach out to us to look for energy saving incentives as well.
Does it have to be the person that owns the building, or could, let's say, I lease a building, which I do for my business, and so I'm looking to get more energy efficient. As the person who is the person who pays the rent, do I have the right to have you come in and take a look around, or does it? If you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do. Yeah. No, that's a good question. So you do, however. We do request that we get permission from the owner, the landlord, just in case, there are things that need to be done. I mean, we've had situations where, certain landlords have a relationship with the tenants, whether it's in the small business properties or certain other properties, but we do ask for the landlord permission before we do anything inside the property.
And that's the same whether it be residential or business or any related as such.
Correct.
Do you do mostly business, or what's your biggest claim to fame? Is it people's just residential? Is it, or
mostly mostly residential, but a lot of small business customers as well, commercial customers. Yeah.
Well, I guess you've answered the question. One of them on here on the little cheat sheet we have here is why do customers consider getting an assessment through the Home Energy Solutions and the potential benefits. I guess you probably have gone over that, to be honest with you. You were saying that eligible income doesn't have to pay a certain amount. What if a person doesn't meet that criteria? What is the normal fee for someone to come in and take a look?
Yeah, so our fee now is $40. It's a $40 copay. And the average customer who participates in the program will receive about $1,000 in services. And then after that's done, they find that they usually save between $70 to $100 annually on their bills as well after this visit is done.
Okay, so you're saying they paid $40. They may get up to $1,000 worth of. Now that would be insulation. It would be, what would it be?
We're not necessarily installing insulation, but they're doing things such as they do evaluate the insulation because we do have incentives for insulation installed, so we provide rebates for that. However, there's also air sealing, so they look to see, they do a blower door test to see, that helps them identify their air leaks and drafts in the home. So they seal them up based on that. So that could be weather stripping, caulking, it would be foam around pipes. So it's services such as that helps them. Okay, so basically is what you're saying is that they spend the $40, hopefully if they do everything correctly and get the things that you say need to be done or someone says need to be done, they can save $1,000 or so every month or so, or every whatever. Is that basically what you're offering? Correct, yeah. They give them a report that helps them, showing like if when the technician goes over the recommendations and everything with them, such as, whether they need advanced duct sealing, insulation, heating and cooling, whether it's windows or appliances. But they go over the rebates and it tells them too, like if they make those changes, what's going to be the payback investment for making your home more energy efficient.
Now, is there a community partnership incentive to this program?
And that's kind of what we're doing with you guys here today. So absolutely, the community partnership and initiatives work with local and trusted organizations to build trust in our energy efficiency programs. And in turn, it drives that participation in our available programs. So, in fact, the Windham Region Chamber is a current participant of the partnership through their Energy Smart Eastern Connecticut campaign. So we're very proud to work together with chambers of commerce, nonprofit organizations, energy committees, municipalities across our state to develop more energy efficiency promotions and programs and drive that access and participation in energy efficiency, especially in those communities in need.
Dan, do you have something?
I do. I have a question. So we almost got to it. When Ernie was asking about you can get those $1,000 in benefits, but like insulation wasn't necessarily part of that, but that is something you guys work on. So what are some of the things that maybe are not free with an assessment, but would maybe be say part of the initiative, and say would this be the zero interest loan kind of a thing? The insulation, some other things that are up and above what you do as this that could be gotten into.
Yeah, so like one of the first things that they do, there's a new 2-visit initiative that we've started as well. So, one of the first things that our technicians do when they come into a customer's home is make sure there's, no gas leaks, there's no barriers such as like mold, asbestos, those types of things, because we want to make sure the customer's home is safe for them.
Right, a healthy home.
Yeah, so that's one of the first things that they're doing. And then they're evaluating the insulation throughout the home to see if that needs to be done. There's duct tests that they do to make sure your ducts are proper flow through the ducts. There's Again, the air sealing that they're able to provide for the customer and seal that up. They test your heating, your hot water equipment for efficiency. They're going to look at your windows. Then there's a lot of different incentives that we provide and rebates that we provide for the customers. And there is special financing for the customers as well who go through the programs.
Okay. You're saying that special programming, so they go to the bank and or to a bank or whatever, or let's put it that way. I'm not sure how. Please explain that if you would, just for a second.
Yeah, so we work with like Capital for Change, who provides the low interest financing for our customers who have the Home Energy Solutions program. Say there's a balance outside of the rebate that they may owe for insulation. So we can provide that financing through Capital for Change, who is a bank that administers, the financing for us for bigger projects. Like some customers want to do heat pumps and, others, the windows, multiple things in their home. We have our Smart E-Loan, which is through the Connecticut Green Bank. So we do provide that financing option for our customers as well.
I think that's very important that people would know that, not that you're just telling me this is what's wrong with my house or this would fix it. There is some help as far as being able to afford it. Let's put it that way. So.
Correct, yes.
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very
so
good.
You help facilitate that then.
Exactly right.
Excellent.
Well, is there anything you'd like to offer before we've just got a couple of minutes to go? Is there anything you'd like to offer? Well, how did they get a hold of you? How's that? How does someone get a hold of, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So they can visit eversource.com or reach out to their local utility representative, or you can also call Wise Use and speak directly with a member of my team, and that phone number is 877-947-3873. We are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., and we will do our best to answer any question you may have. If we don't have it, we will get it for you.
Melissa, thank you very much for being on the air. I know that I got a lot of questions answered, let's put it that way. So we hope that the customers that are our customers that are listening on the radio will do the same. So hope you hear from them soon. Thanks again. We're going to go on break here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on your show today. It was a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure
Thank
is
you,
ours.
Melissa.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, we're back from the break here, and I'd like to thank Matt behind the dials here. It always makes us sound good here on Willie Radio, good company, 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. And I would like to thank our sponsors that helps us with the show, is McClintock Roofing, Hartford Healthcare, Chelsea Groton Bank, Greens Landscaping and Lawn Care, Eastern Connecticut State University, Fine Federal Dispensary, Renee's Cleaning Service, Farmer's Cow Cafe and Creamery, Pristine Power Washing, E.S. Eldridge Auctioneer, and Graduate Stores. Dan, I think you have our second guest right here in the studio.
I do. I have Rachel Deane from Mansfield McDonald's. Rachel, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think I can probably speak for everybody out there listening. We're very excited. So what does it mean to officially reopen the Mansfield McDonald's after this major rebuild?
So as everyone's probably noticed, we had a soft opening in December when it was snowing and raining. So we really didn't get a chance to invite everyone to the restaurant to see what's new about it. So we have a beautiful new space. We've been serving Mansfield forever. And it's really been a tradition to upgrade our buildings to meet the needs of the customers as it continually changes and as their needs change. Right.
Okay. All right. So, obviously you've been a staple for the community. So what are some of the biggest upgrades and, the customers are going to see when they go in?
Sure. So the original building that we had was from 1978. So if we think about it, in 1978, there wasn't a drive-through. We didn't have McCafe, we didn't have delivery, we didn't have curbside. So this building was really built to address some of the things that customers want today. So a bigger drive-through, more dedicated lanes, so they're not out on 195 all the time.
Right.
Mobile ordering, so you can order on your phone. Delivery comes to visit us, and they take the food away to everybody else, DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, of course, curbside, so you can order on your app, and we'll just walk right out to your car for you. So we've made all those efficiencies inside the restaurant for us to execute that to make sure that customers get hot, fresh food all the time.
Now, okay, so you just hit on something there. You're hitting on people are coming in from, for DoorDash. You're coming on that you have the big drive-through. Coming on that if you ordered off of an app that they bring it out to you as such. Do you ever have customers coming in?
We do. It's not the majority of our customers anymore. Most people are on the runs, but inside our restaurant we have, beautiful kiosks. We also have a small ordering area, so if you don't want to use the kiosk, you can use, someone will be at a cash register.
So you can use
up.
a person.
We can actually use a person, and there's normally
Ernie,
a person walking through.
We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
We're going to be fine, really. I went there I honestly tell you, I went there about 2 weeks ago, and I walked in the door, and I didn't see anything. I'm thinking, holy moly, how the heck am I supposed to order when I don't see anything?
Right. So we don't have the traditional menu board where you'd walk in and see that big billboard.
Yes.
That is not there. That's actually on what it looks like the big mobile phone.
Okay.
So you just scroll through there and find it, because there's so many items today that if we would have that big billboard, you would need the entire lobby area to show every product we have.
Right.
So the big kiosk allows you to scroll through and say, okay, do I want sandwiches? Do I want desserts? Do I want fries? Do I want chicken? Do I want beef? You can really pick and choose what you need and see the pictures.
Then you can go and cash out is what you can do.
Correct.
After.
You can pay right at that kiosk with cash or with credit card.
You
So you do it right
kiosk.
at the kiosk.
Yep.
So do you work this like a touch screen?
Just like your mobile phone.
Computer
It's
thing, and
same thing.
you just touch it and slide along.
Exactly.
All right.
You're giving me that look, Dan.
No, well,
me
and
go ahead.
one of my guys, we were stopping someplace up in Putnam at a not to be mentioned place, and for food on our way to a job, and we were looking at a blank screen and we're just staring at it like a couple of idiots that we were trying to figure out what to do. It was just blank. They had already guided us that way. And so we're just looking, and finally somebody came out and they're like, listen, you just have to touch it. And he touched it for us, and the screen lit up, and then it was kind of self-explanatory. But we just looked like a bunch
We're
of
not that
idiots.
efficient. Those screens are showing all the time.
Oh, all right, good. All right,
They're
that's
flashing
helpful.
in your face.
That'll be helpful for us.
Now, you said something, you take cash at your kiosks.
We do.
That's interesting.
Yes, so there's a cash handler right next to it, so you can choose cash or credit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you get many people still doing cash? I hear that's not a big deal, even though I use a lot of it.
It's not. I would say 80% of the customers use some type of plastic.
Okay, debits or
Yep,
card,
debit, credit,
some sort of card,
gift card.
yeah. All right, so customers' habits have changed a lot. I mean, this is kind of what we're going over right now. So how's this restaurant designed so that you can, to meet those needs?
So the drive-through is designed now with 3 windows instead of 2. So when we have those larger orders, we can just scoot them up to the 3rd window after they've paid, and that way we can actually take care of more customers coming through faster.
So that gives a longer chance to get
a faster. It gives everyone else behind them a faster experience because
Okay.
you're not waiting for that person with with a very larger order to get out.
Right.
It's not. You have to think about putting the bags out the window, right?
Sure.
The other thing is that the improvements are also back of house. So if you think about the 1978 building, it had a 1978 kitchen. So let's see, what did we
right.
change since then? Chicken nuggets, the way we do fish, the way we do fries, the way we cook burgers. So everything in the kitchen changed. So since 1978, we've adapted that kitchen. So we never had the efficiencies that you needed. So now the kitchen is actually set up to be efficient, so they take less steps.
So this is because it's 100% brand new.
Exactly. So it's set up to meet what customers buy the most today, and it gives us the efficiency to produce that food faster and with better
so
quality.
It's not just a cobbled
So it's
together-
not just what we see on the outside. It's also, from our employees' experience, how they can deliver to our customers better and feel better about what they're doing because it's not so hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, can I ask, I don't think this
Sure.
is going to be in our question thing, but how long have you been doing McDonald's?
So I've been at McDonald's about 32 years now. My parents got into McDonald's when I graduated from college, so I didn't grow up in the business, but I did learn from day one with them what it took to be an owner. I've owned 5 restaurants in total.
Okay.
I sold one restaurant at one point in time, so I could move down to this area and buy some more restaurants. I absolutely love this job. I was in corporate finance before, but I really like working with people. I absolutely love the staffs that I work with.
Right.
And the rewarding part of being a McDonald's owner is you get to see, high school kids develop. And you get to really see how they grow and how you can teach them to, either work for us forever or how we can give them the skills they need to move on to other jobs and to help them make decisions as to what they might want to do in their professions in the future.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things you learn working at a McDonald's. But so can you talk a little bit about your connection to Mansfield?
So Mansfield was my second restaurant. And when you're small, you really kind of have to dig in to make sure that the community knows that you're there and that they're going to support you. So, one of the things I did back in 2008 was, I went and met with local businesses as well as local officials, say, hey, what does the McDonald's need here? How do we serve the community better?
Okay.
So it was really about, how do we hire better? So they told us, we want to have more local people working from Mansfield. So how do we hire that better? How do we make the building more efficient, cleaner, the appearance? Because someone owned it before me, right? So I had to, so what do we make it to make it better so I can build the loyalty to make sure they come to me? Because I have a significant competition. I got downtown stores right?
Right, there's downtown stores.
Yeah, there's 9, 10, 12 restaurants up there. So, I need to figure out how do I get a big community down to visit me.
Right.
So, so really to try and get that buy-in, I visited Yukon a couple times just to find out what the community wanted. And then the other thing we do is that we donate constantly. So there are little things here and there, but it adds up to a lot. So, for example, at the presentation tomorrow, we'll be giving some funds to the town of Mansfield. We're going to specialize that towards the campership program so we can make sure more kids go to camp this year.
Okay.
So, over
That's
the
nice.
summer so that they're not
Sure.
sitting at home.
Right, right.
On their electronics.
Right, on their
They're
phones.
out at camp, exercising and doing things that are good for their health.
Right.
We also spend a lot of time with Ronald McDonald House. While that doesn't look like it's, within the community itself, you would be surprised how many people use our house or the charity to help them in their times of need.
Right, because it's not right in this community doesn't mean our community is not using that.
I mean, exactly. I know that in my tenure at this restaurant, as well as the one when I owned in Cheshire, is that I had 4 families from my local communities that did spend time at either the Springfield House or the New Haven House.
Right.
And, and they,
Right.
come back and tell us, that they really appreciate, because donations happen every day by our customers.
Right, because obviously those are at the biggest hospitals, near the biggest
They are, but
hospitals and the specialized
Right, children.
hospitals.
So it's near the
and
children's hospitals.
Children's
right?
hospitals, yes. Yeah. So, right, because you were golfing yesterday.
I was.
You mentioned earlier, before the radio, you were golfing yesterday for McDonald's house.
Yep, for the Ron McDonald
Okay,
House.
very nice. All right. So, obviously you're known for creating opportunities for employees. What kinds of career growth education does McDonald's offer?
So we're somewhat unique, I think, in our industry. So we could take a high school student who doesn't graduate from high school and bring them all the way up to potentially an owner-operator. So they can do that starting through our crew training, and then learning how to be a trainer, so how to teach someone how to do the job,
Right.
then to shift management, then to sometimes a people experience lead, so helping us with the employment side of the
Okay.
equation.
Right.
I have a supervisor who overlooks other restaurants, and then I have a director of operations. Now, in my organization alone, my director of operations is originally from Bosnia, learned English at McDonald's, and at school too, but mostly
Sure.
at McDonald's. And he doesn't have a college education. He's my director of operations, so he's my right hand.
Interesting.
To my- so
I-
we have lots of opportunities for whatever someone wants. A lot of times we can find it. We do a lot of stuff with technology today, so I do see, futures about having, maybe that technology lead for our
Right.
organization, just so that, I don't have to worry about the computer breaking or the register breaking or the printer not working, things like that.
Right, because of course with McDonald's you use there's all aspects of business involved, and so
Right.
people can really grow and
Right.
actually choose careers.
Correct. I mean,
we
our
grow-
maintenance people have to learn how to fix equipment. So we
Right.
show them how to fix a toaster or
So do you have programs? So let's say I was a younger man. Let's put it that way. But even an older guy. How about myself? Do you have programs that if you're going to hire me, you send me to some school to learn some kind of a program before I come online, or?
not most of the stuff is done right at the restaurant. Now, when our managers get through different programs, they go to school. So
Yeah.
to become a general manager, you're going to go to Hamburger University in Chicago, and you're going to learn everything you need to know about people, operations, what to look for, when it looks like equipment's failing.
Right.
And just general marketing. And I would say people again because they need to really talk about how to handle customers. How to be respectful, how to always be the face of McDonald's. So we teach
Right.
them that specifically. So then our general managers come back and they're giving that information back to the department managers underneath them. Our department managers go to school to learn how to do inventory and food cost analysis and how to make sure that the kitchens are efficient. Our people
Right.
managers go to another school that are going to talk all about human resources.
Okay.
So now these are programs that are free to a person who is going to
Correct.
working for you. Let's put it that way. So they want to excel in things
Or
like
any
that.
McDonald's.
Or any McDonald's. Now you own this McDonald's.
Correct.
Correct. So, but there's franchise McDonald's, is there not, or is everybody own them now?
There are no corporate-owned McDonald's in Connecticut.
Okay.
Every single one in Connecticut is owned by a franchisee.
Okay.
So I happen to own 4 of them, and then I want to say there's like 30 owners in Connecticut in total.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of us.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, do you have a collaboration? I mean, do you meet and
We do.
discuss things and say, hey, this is working in my area, not working in yours, or whatever type of thing, or?
Yes, so we get a lot of support from the corporation. So we have what we call a franchise business partner, and they have partners. So there's a bunch of them, and they have partners with the other operators. So we're always sharing success and sharing failures. So hey, you know what? Someone tried this, it didn't work. Let's see how we modify that.
Right. So because McDonald's, if I understand it correctly, your McDonald's is in a certain area.
Correct.
Say. Your 5 McDonald's. They're in certain areas, and so there's not really competition of yours to any others. So you can work together.
Well, yes, we can work together, but is there a competition? Of course
Well,
there is.
there's
Because
we have
I
one
don't
across the
own
town in Willimantic.
Right, I don't own the one in
and-
Willimantic, so of course
So-
we want to be better than they are, right?
Right. You want people, if they're going to come to McDonald's, you want them to come over to Mansfield.
Correct.
And of course, that person, whoever he is or she, they want them to go the other way.
A good friend of mine, yes.
Right. So, but it's so. Right. Obviously, but you can work together at the same time.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
this partnership you were talking about, it sounded like, it sounded like kind of it's a setup kind of a thing that.
Our goal in McDonald's,
Teamed
our
up.
goal in McDonald's is to ensure that if you buy a Big Mac at my restaurant, it tastes the same at my restaurant as it does in Willimantic, as it does in Washington, D.C., in California, in Russia. Everything should always taste the same. So you have the same expectation of McDonald's, regardless of where those arches are. You should
They're
get the same
identical.
thing. Yes. That is
Okay.
that is what the brand is about. We are one
Okay.
brand. We might be separate owners, but we all work together.
Right.
Now, I know that we have here in Willimantic a large Latino population.
We do.
Now, is that come over to your area? I know that we have, I'm sure you have Spanish and English speaking and Spanish speaking, and there's, go ahead.
Yes, so I wish I was better at dual language, but I'm not, but thank goodness the phone is.
Right.
But so we have bilingual employees in all places because we have bilingual customers. So because we're in Mansfield, not only do we have Spanish, but we've had Portuguese, we've had Chinese, we might have had Japanese at one point because
Right.
we also get a large
From the
Yukon,
Eastern
right?
and Yukon,
Right.
So
right.
yeah, so we have to be very flexible,
Right. There'll
and
be
to
a
make
lot of
sure
the
that
Middle
we
East
can address the
languages
customer
and,
needs. Yep.
European
Now,
languages.
none of your
and,
kiosks or anything like that has something that changes from English to
It changes.
Spanish?
It does change to Spanish.
It does change to Spanish. Okay.
All right. So
okay.
it's a bilingual.
It is a bilingual.
kiosk.
There's a button.
Right.
Yep.
Push the button.
Push the button. It'll change.
No, I
your
think that's
language.
very important.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people
Right.
walk in and you say, "Geez, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay." Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So on. What is the age that kids are allowed to work at McDonald's?
In the state of Connecticut, it is 16.
So 16.
Okay. Yes,
And that's probably across the board that kids can go to a restaurant and
In
work.
Connecticut, yes. Yeah, so
Okay.
the labor laws in Connecticut are very specific as to what you can work and
Sure.
where you can work at what age. So 16 is the youngest that
Sure.
can work for us.
Okay.
And then we'll go all the way up to 75.
Right. As old as
75, whoever wants to work for us,
Right.
we're more than willing to.
As long as they
give
can
'em
work, that's
give them an
very
interview.
good.
Yep.
Right.
See if they're
right.
the right fit.
Exactly. So how are you still hiring from this initial setup, or are you?
So
full
we
up,
are
or you-
always hiring.
Okay.
Understanding at this point because UConn is not in session that we have a lower volume.
Okay.
We're not hiring as much for the summer, but come August, UConn comes back.
Sure.
Right. We need to re-bring that staff up.
And I would imagine you're getting a lot of traffic from UConn, but you're getting a lot of traffic from Eastern. I would imagine too.
Eastern tends to come to the Willimantic one more often.
All right.
But I would say that from the DoorDash, Uber Eats stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think we get the majority of that just because of how the drivers run.
Okay.
They get to choose, the drivers, how they want to pick up and stuff.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, we're only 3 miles from Eastern. We're 5.5 miles from UConn.
Okay. So if somebody says, okay, they go to the app, it's an app that you download on your phone. You can have a
Correct.
McDonald's app. Okay. And then, so you get on your McDonald's app, you order a meal. Do they ask for your license plate or something so that you're going to go and you're going to park
So
in this special
if you're going
place?
to pick it up, when you arrive, first of all, we'll know you're going to arrive before you get there. So we're already working on your order.
Right.
So when you pull in, it's not 3-5 minutes. It should be 1 or 2 minutes, long enough for us to finish bagging it and walk it outside.
Right,
You'll
but-
tell us what spot you're in. So we have numbers
Oh.
on there.
Oh, okay. So you just punch into your app what spot you
What
just
spot
parked
you're in, yep.
Okay.
But there is on the app where I do believe at some point in time it did ask for car information.
Okay.
So let's say someone's driving down, or I'm driving up, let's put it that
Yep.
way, and we decided that we want to buy lunch for the gang and so on. So we're driving up, and would we call you? Would we go to the app and sign in and then show up at your building, or?
So we don't take any orders over the phone because they need to be paid. So the only way,
okay.
so the ordering system, once it's paid, feeds the kitchen. So we don't cook any food ahead of time. There's nothing prepared. A sandwich is not prepared ahead of time.
Interesting.
We
Okay.
may stage, the cooked chicken or the cooked hamburger meat. Not the quarter pounders. Those are cooked fresh every
Oh,
single
all right.
order. But
All right.
but we may stage the items that take longer to cook. So chicken takes 7 minutes to cook. You don't want to wait 7 minutes if you walk in my door, right?
Right,
So or you coming through my drive-through. So we have that stuff staged. But when you're coming close to us, it's going to tell us if you ordered on the app. Hey, you're almost there, so we're going to get it together. So the transaction has to be paid in order for it to go into our kitchen.
To go forward. So you
Right.
pay it.
You pay for
with
it.
your card or whatever.
Correct. And then you get close to our restaurant. It tells us. We start making it.
PayPal and things like that.
We
You
take
do
we
all
take
the-
Apple Pay, we take Google Pay, we take Samsung Pay, we take credit cards, we take debit cards.
So any kind. There's probably not really much you don't take.
Okay, so let's
Exactly.
say I drove into the parking lot, and then I punched in what I have to do, and so I have to pay over the phone. That way, you don't come out and pick up money.
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't feel comfortable if my people came and grabbed your credit card and walked back inside, would you?
No.
Okay, just
But if it's
checking.
by cash or something,
It's the
no.
same thing. You don't want
Okay.
to walking around
Right,
with your money.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Sure,
right.
Yeah.
sure,
Okay.
right. So all that's covered. And so if you're paying by cash, you're just going to be Ernie and me walking through the door and talking to a person.
And
Correct.
going to the kiosk.
You can go to the
pay-
kiosk, pay by cash, or
pay-
there's always someone. If someone's not in the dining room when you walk in,
Right.
they have a camera. They can see everybody walking in. So when they see someone walk in, if someone's not already in the dining room, someone's walking out to
Right,
make sure
right.
they can either help you at the kiosk if you're unsure,
Right.
how to use it, or they'll even take your order right at the kiosk. Why? Because the menu is right in front of you. It's a lot easier to explain the menu when
Right,
it's in front
you
of
can
you.
read it right
if you
there,
walk
yeah.
up to the register itself in the front, there's no menu right there.
Right.
So
That's,
then
I looked
so,
at this stainless steel
Oh.
desk thinking there's
So-
nothing
so,
here.
so if you go up to the cash register itself, we have a picture menu,
Okay.
right, that you can use.
Okay.
It doesn't have the if we have new products,
Yeah.
that won't be on that picture
Okay.
menu.
All right. It's your
Yeah.
it's your typical always.
It's the
always
stuff that's always there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Wow. It's
So now
McDonald's
are
is a
you,
whole different thing.
advanced? I mean, at this point, this is what other restaurants want to be like yours.
Correct. So as we transform McDonald's throughout the entire McDonald's system, there are always standards that the restaurants need to meet the current needs. So you may have an old building, and as I had mentioned earlier, so I had upgraded the building 3 times before I decided to tear it down and just start over.
Right.
Right. So that was all about upgrading the facilities each time as McDonald's had major changes. How do we make it work for the staff and for the customers so that we can deliver the best? So you'll see in the coming future, like my restaurants do not have self-serve beverage bars anymore.
Okay.
COVID taught us a lesson, right, about, making sure that everything's always clean and sanitary.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
But also told us that wasn't a customer convenience that was necessarily right for us. So most restaurants will be taking that out.
Okay.
So there'll be transformations within the restaurants as we need to redo dining rooms. That
Sure. So it's
portion comes out. So-
across the board, they're making new policies.
Correct.
So which don't have to be implemented immediately,
Right.
but
there's
they
targets.
will be.
Right.
There's targets.
There's targets. Right.
and so when you decided to remodel, it's just you were really at a point where
I couldn't meet the needs of the customers when it came to mobile orders and delivery
Right.
based on the 1978 building. That was
Sure.
the biggest decision point for me. It was like,
And that's your
I can't
biggest
make it work.
customers. Am I correct?
For college students, delivery is huge.
oh right,
You
yeah.
think of it this way, and I think of it, as a parent, is like, I would much rather have someone deliver the food to my kids after a frat party than to them drive down the street.
right, exactly. I don't even think about such things, and yet my 18-year-old daughter, I'm like, hey, who's in the driveway? And she's saying, well, I got DoorDash.
Right.
What? And if I'm thinking about food, I'm thinking about hopping in the truck. I don't have another thought.
Right.
But of course, our brains just work differently.
I'm with
and-
you. I think I've ordered DoorDash twice from my house. Now,
Right.
my director of operations, he's in his mid-30s.
And-
He orders at least once or twice a week for his family,
Sure. And he's not even considering driving. After he gets home, he probably doesn't consider
It's like-
driving out of the
Exactly.
driveway again. Right. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. I don't care.
Rachel, it was great having you on, and your ribbon cutting is tomorrow or whatever it is.
It is at 10 a.m.
At 10
10
a.m.
a.m.
And we
Yeah,
have
we're gonna be
specials
there.
all week. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds
For
great.
our customers to enjoy. So please come out and enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we're all looking forward to it.
Dan, I think we're down to our last minute, maybe. is what
Okay, well, we
got,
should
so-
probably talk about the
Maybe
other
our
stuff here.
sponsors or something, or
Yeah.
why
yeah.
don't you?
Okay. So, let me see here. The Jilson House has their monthly tavern night. We'll mention that quick. That's on May 27th. Special guest is Nellie Bly.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'll be $10. And you need to register at jilsonhousemuseum.com. That's
got
with a
it.
J, folks. jilsonhousemuseum.com.
Third Thursday is this Thursday?
Third Thursday's this Thursday.
So don't forget that.
Make sure y'all show up.
That's it.
Like Chris was saying in the show before, you don't have to pay anything to get in, but make sure you bring money. There's tons of food trucks and all that
Exactly
kind
right.
of stuff.
We're all set. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next week. Dan and I'll be here.